riverrun, past Eve and Adams, from swerve of shore to bend of bay, brings us by a commodious vicus recirculation back to Hoath, Castle, and environs. Sir Tristram, Violet de Moor, for over the short sea, had passing Corey arrived from North Armorica on this side the scraggy isthmus of Europe Minor, to wield or fight his penisal at war. Nor had Topsire's rocks by the stream O'Colney exaggerated themselves to Lawrence County gorges while they went Dublin their motor all the time. Nor a voice from a fire bellows, Misha to Tuart Petrick. Not yet, though very soon after, had a kid's cad butt ended up bland old Isaac. Not yet, there was fair in Venessi, where sassy setters wrought with Twan Nathan Joe. Wrought a peck of paws martha gem Urshan brewed by arclight, and Rory into the Regan brow was to be seen rinksome on the aquaface. The fall. Baba del Garata Camino Ron Con Blon Toleron to on Thon Trova Unanscon to Order and the Knock of a once worn straight old par. Is retailed early in bed and later on life down through all Christian Minster 3. The great fall of the off-wall entailed at such short notice the shoot of Finnegan, ere solid man, that the Humpty Hill head of himself promptly sends an unquiring one well to the west in quest of his tumty tum toes, and the upturned pike pointing place is at the knockout in the park, where oranges have been laid to rust upon the green since Devlin's first loved Livy. What clashes here of wills gen won'ts, oystery gods, gaggin' fishy gods, breckirk, gekirk, gekirk, quawks, 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 wallu, 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 quew. Where the Batileries partisans are still out to Master Malachus McGrains and the Verdens catapulting the cannibalistants out of the white boys of Hoodie Head. See Gates and Boomer and Stroms, sods brew, be me fair. Sanglorian save, arms appeal with larms, Paulin, killy, at all. What chance cuddlies, what cashels air and ventilated, what bidding to love's induced by what Tigo T-tab solvers. What true feeling of theirs here with what strong voice of falsico. Oh, hear how it sproul met the dusk, the father of fornicationist spot. Oh, my shining stars and body. How hath fain span most high heaven the sky sign of soft advertisement. What was his? Is he what? There were sewers. The oaks of Ard now they lie in peat, yet elms leap where askers lay. Fall if you but will, rise you must. And none so soon either shall the farce for the nuns come to a set-down secular finish. Big Mr. Finnegan, of the stuttering hand, Freeman's mourer lived in the broadest way imaginable, in his rush lit too far back before messages, before Joshua and judges had given us numbers, or Leviticus committed Deuteronomy. One yeasty day he stolely struck his debt in a tub for to watch the future of his fates, but ere he swiftly stuck it out again by the mind of Moses, the very water was evaporated, and the Guinness is a better exodus. So that ought to show you what a pension jukey chap he was. And during mighty odd years, this man of hard cement and edifices in Topper's tall pile building, super building, pound of bags for the livers by the so-and-so. He had a little fifey and he owned a little crater. With her hair and hands took up your partner. Oft while Babulus mither the head with goodly trowel and grasp, and ivor oiled overalls which he had particularly fancied. Like Haroun Chelderic Egabort, he would colligulate by multiplicables the altitude and multitude until he saw by neat light of the liquor where 'twas wrong. His round head staple of other days, to rise in undress, masonry upstandard, duly granted. A wall where the squires skate most joyful, high and terribly, originating from next to nothing, hence escalating the himmels and all, higher architecty tippy-top loftical, with a burning bush above off its bubble top, and little loddings of toolers clittering up, and tumbles of buckets clattering down. Of the first was he to bear arms in a name, was Seelig Boozleoch of Risengeborg, his crest of heraldry and worked with ancillars, troublant, argent, a he-goak, pursuivant, horrid, horned. His Scotsman fest with archers strong, Helio of the second, who just for husbandman handled in his hoe. Ho, Mr. Finn. You're going to be Mr. Finn again. Come a day more, and out your wine. Sunday's Eve and your vinegar. Ha, Mr. Fun, you're going to be fined again. What then, agent like, brought about the Trogoldy Thunderstake, this municipal sin business. Our cube house still rocks his ear witness to the thunder of his artificers, but we hear also through successive ages that shabby chai-rouche of unqualified muzzling missile hymns that would blackguardize the whitestone ever turtled out of heaven. Stay us wherefore in our search for righteousness, O sustainer. What time we rise and when we take up the tooth mick, before we lump down the pound our leather bedding in the night at the fading of the stars. For a nod to the neighbour is better than a wink to the babsatty. Other ways, west ways, like that provost scoffing between the Jebel and the Japesian Sea. Crop herb the crunch bracken shall decide. Well, no, if a feast is a fly day. She has a gift of seek on sight. She casually answers helpers, the dreamy dearie. Heed. It may have been a misfired brick, as some say, or it may have been due to a collapses of his back promises, as others looked at it. There extend by now 1,001 stories, all told of the same. But so sore did Abe bite Ivy's hollowered apples. What with the walls, halls, horrors of Rolls Royce, car hacks, stone engines, kissed veins, tram trees, Fargo ballers, auto kinnetons, hippo habilies, street fleets, touring taxis, megafogs, circuses and wards moats and basilicurks and aeropagods and the hoists and the jolly brule and the peeler and the coat and the Mecklenburg bitch bite at his ear and the Merlinborough Burrocks and his 4 old paw coats to bar them all and his light black working stacks at 12 pins a dozen and the newbie buses sliding along 84th Street and the dairy jellybees snooping around town Taylor's Corner, and the fumes and the hopes and the stroppy thump of his vill's indigenous roam keepers, home sweepers, dome creepers, Durham and Fancyman, Murrum, and all the uproar from all the elf roofs, a roof for me and a roof for you, but under his bridge shoots Tony. One morning filled fit to full. His head filled heavy, his heart did shake. There was a wall, of course, in erection. Dim, he stuttered from the latter. Damn, he was dud. Dumb. Master bad too, master bad Tom. When a man marries his lute is all long. For how the world to see. Shies, why should she? McCool, ira, why did ye die? Of a trying Thursday morning. Sobs they sighed at Finnegan's Christmas Wake. Ah, the hooligans of the nation, prostrated in their consternation and their due dismally profuseless plethora of ululation. There was plums and grooms and cherries and citherers and rathers and cinnamon too. And they all joined in with a shout of joviality. Gagog and Magog and a round of them a grog, to the continuation of that celebration until Hannon Hooligan's extermination. Some in King Corras, more canteen. Filling him up, filling him down. We stiff but he steady as Brian Mowlam. 'Twas he was a decent gay laboured and few, sharp in his pillows, don't tap up his beer. Where in this world would you hear such a din again? With dirty brow fundigs and the dusty fidelios. They laid him broad down a lad's bed, with a apocalypse of finisty flour at his feet, and a barrel load of Guinness sour at his head. To the tootle of the fluid hang the twaddle of the fuddle though. Hurrah, there is but young glee for the old globe wheels in view, which is tautologically the same thing. Well, him a being so on the flounder of his bulk, like an overgrown babeling, let we peep, see, at home. Well, CPG, Aussie art, platter plate. Yee-hum. From Shapolis to Bailiwick, or from Ashton to Barnoth, from by the bank to round the head, or from the foot of the bill to Ireland's eye, he calmly extends the lies, and all the way a horn. From fjord to fjell, oh, his bay winds of bubbles shall wail him rockbound. Hoa, hoa, hoa. In swim, swam, swum, and all the livy long night, the dale, dale, darkling night, the night of blurry bells, her flit of flute and tricky trochees. Ocarina, ocarina, wake him. With her essavans, and her patter Jack Martins about all them inns and houses, telling a tale of a tom, telling a tale of a 30-40 topping. Grace before glutton. Well, what we are gives a gross if we are about to believe. So pull the bag and pass the kish for cross-egg. Amen. So say us. Grandpapa's is falling down, but Grinny spreads the bird. Where's on the joint of a dish? Fin full fun to fush. Where's be his bacon head? A loaf of sing pantry's Kennedy bread. And where's hitched to the hop of his tail? A glass of Daniel O'Donnell's falls out of the neck. Below, as he would quaff off his fraud stuff and sink teeth through that pith of a flower white bow, to behold of him as behaveth, for he is no mo. Finice. Only a photograph of a yestern scene, almost Rubicon Sal Masala. Ancient from out the ages of the Agapimonides, he is smoking in our midst. Oh, be canned and packed away. So that meal's dead off for someone. Shuck, slice and good red herring. Yet may we not see still the Bronto-Wictian form outlined the slumbered, even in our own night time, by the sedge of the troutland stream that Bronto loved, and Bronto has her lain on. Cuba Daedalus, apud libertinum parvulum. What if she be in flags or flitters, reeky rags or sun-dyed showsies, with a mint of minds or bigger a pennyweight? Ada sure we all love little Annie Rooney. Or we mean to say, love little Anna Rainey, when under her brother mid piddle mid puddle she nanny goes dancing away. Yo! Brontalone slaps, yo snores. Upon Ben Heather, and Sepal is out too, the chronic head on him, caster of his reasons, pay under in yon midst. Who's? His clay feet swarded in verdy grass, stick up stark where he last fed on him. By the mund of the magazine wall, where our Maggie's seen on, with her sister in shawl. While over against this Bell's Alliance beyond the 60 all allowed ill, bag sights of the fort, bum, tara bum, lurk the ambushes, the sight of the liffin in weight of the up jock and hockums. Hence, when the clouds rolled by, Jamie, a proud's eye view was enjoyable of our Moundings Mass, now Wallenstone National Museum, with, in some greenish distance, the charmful Waterloo's country and the two quite white villagettes who here show themselves so giggles amidst the foliages, the pretty leaves. Penetrators are permitted into the museum mound free. Welsh and the Paddy Packins is one shilling. Readers, members, invalids of all guard fight poos, pussy practice ain't the sort of their butt. For her pasky supply to the janitrix, the Mistress Kate. Tip. This way to the museyroom. Mind your hats going in. Now yous are in the Willingdon museyroom. This is a Prussia's gun. This is a French tip. This is the flag of the Prussians, the cap and the sarcer. This is the bullet that bing the flag of the Prussians. This is the French that fire on the bull that bang the flag of the Prussians. Salute the cross gun. Up with your pike and fork. Tip. Bull's foot. Fine. This is the 111 hat of Napoleon. Tip. Napoleon hat. This is the Willingdon on his same white horse, the Copenhagen. This is the big swart of Willingdon, grand and magentic in his gold tin spurs and his iron ducks and his quarter brass woody shoes and his magnate's garters and his Bangkok's best and his Goliath's galoshes and his pull upon easy on war trews. This is his big white horse. Tip. This is the 3 Napoleon boy grouching down in the living ditch. This isn't into my skill in English. This is a Scotch of Grey. This is a Davy stooping. This is the bad Napoleon murdering the Napoleon beg. A Gallagher's argument. This is the petty Napoleon boy that was neither bag nor bug. I say, touch our fist too much. Dirty McDyke and Hardy O'Doherty, all of them arming his farmers. This is Dealing Apps. This is Montevideo. This is Montipsy. And this is Grandman's Engine. This is the crime line of the Yabs Hoop and the shelter shop, the 3 Napoleons. This is the Jennies with their Leghorn Saint they're eating their handmaid's book of strategy while making their war on the sides they're willing done. The Jennies is a coo in her hand and the Jennies is a rave in her hair and the Willingdon get the band up. This is the big Willingdon Memorial telescope wound worker upsides on the flanks of the Jennies. 6 caliber horsepower. Tip. This is me Belgium sneaking his Philippi out of his most awful grimace sunshot Cromwelly looted. This is the Jenny's Hastings dispatch for to irrigate the Willingdon. Dispatching 10 red lines across the shore front to be Belgium. Ja, liebe order. Fear seeker. Field gaze like tiny frau. Hug acting. Nap. That was the tic-tacs of the Jennies for the Fontenoy, the Willingdon. She. The Jennies is jealous agent caught now the Napoleons, and the Napoleons has gone boycotting crazier to the one Willingdon. And the Willingdon get the band up. This is Bob Belgium, Bonnet of Busby breaking his secret word with a ball up to his ear at the Willingdon. This is the Willingdon's heroic dispatch back. Dispatch displayed of the rage's rare be Belgium. Salamangra, a ye. Cherry Jennies, fig tree ya. Down Ferry and Filter, Willingdon. That was the first joke of the Willingdon. Tack for tack. This is me Belgium in his 12-mile cow tube, sweet tweet and stamp off foremost, footing a camp for the Jennies. Drink a sip, drank a sup, for he's a sooner buy a Guinness than he's dead star stout. This is Ruch's Bars, this is a trench, this is Mistletoe, this is Cannon Footer with the Popey nose after his 100 days indulgence. This is the blessed Tara's Withers. This is the Ginnies in the Bonnie-Bon Bluches. This is Napoleon's in the rowdy houses. This is the Willingdon by the splinters of cork or the fire. Tonnerre! Bull's ear, play. This is Camelry, this is Floodens, this is the Sufferines in actions, this is their Mobley, this is Panic Burns, Almighty God, Arthur's Toulouse. This is Willingdon cry, brum, brum, come brum. This is Ginny's cry, under wetter, God stripping lambs. This is the Ginnies running away to their house to list down a bunker's heels with a nippy nip and a trippy trip so airy for their hearts right there. Tip. This is me Belgium's thank you sir for play for kitchen the crepes of the cool of his canister. Pour the pay. This is the Bismarck of the Marathon Mary of the Ginnies they left behind them. This is the Willingdon brandishes same memorial telescope selfie key boy for his royal devotion on the runaway Ginnies. Gambarista della Parca, della Veras Fimieras. This is the pettiest of the Napoleons, toffee thief that spy on the Willingdon from his big white horse, the Cape and Hope. Stonewall Willingdon is an old maximum trumany. Napoleon's is a nice hung bush of ours. This is Hyena Hennessy laughing aloud at the Willingdon. This is Lipsig Dooley, Krieg and the Funk from the Hennessy. This is the Hindu Shimar Shin between the Dooley boy and the Hennessy. Tip. This is the Wixia Willingdon, Picking up the half of the trefoil hat of Napoleon's from out of the blood and filth. This is the Hindu waxing rangy mad for a bomb shoe. This is the willing done hanking the half of the hat of Napoleon's up the tail and the buckside of his big white horse. Tip! That was the last joke of the willing done. Hit, hit, hit. This is the same white horse of the willing done, culp and help, waggling his tail a scrub with the half of the hat of Napoleon's to insult on the Hindu sea boy. Nay, nay, nay. Bull's rag. Foul. This is the sea boy, madras shatras, up jump and pump and cry to the willing done, Apukaru, Puka Europe. This is the willing done. Born stable gentleman, tender his matchbox to the course again, shimmer shin. Basuckle you stead. This is the do for him, sea boy. Blow the whole of the half of the hat of Napoleon's off the top of the tail and the back of his big white horse. Tip. Bullseye. Done. How Copenhagen ended. This way, the museyroom. Mind your boots going out. Phew. Ooh, what a warm time we were in there. But how Keeling is here the hereabouts. We know where she lives, but you must not tell anyone for the lambajigger lantern. It's a candle little house of a month and one windies, down and down, high, down and down. A number quaintly mine. And such reasonable weather, too. The wagering winds a waltz around the pilt dance and on every blasted nolly rock. If you can spot 50, I can spy 4 more. There's that gnarly birdie gathering. I run a little, do a little, pray a little, pour a little, wipe a little, kicks a little, several a little, eat a little, whine a little, ken a little, help a little, pelf a little, gnarly bird. A veritable land of bleak barred fields. Under his 7 rushes lies one, lump roar, as glad to side him, scud and torst. A pigeon's pair are flown for North Cliffs. A 3 of crows have flapped it suddenly, cracking of the debacle to the quarters of that sky when tribbles answer, well, 'tis well. She never comes out when Thon's on shower, or when Thon's flash with his nixie girls, or with Thon's blowing tomb cracks down the gales of Thon. No, no. Na bless on you live. I would be too moochy afraid of bury me leg, bind me rolling eyes, and all the deer in the woe, fee, fo, fum. She just hopes still buys will be buys. Here, and it goes on to appear now. She comes, a peace fugle, a paradise bird, a perry pot mother, a bringle pick in the island is Skippy with Pee-wee and powwows and baggy on her bicky backy and a flick flash fleck flinging its pixie light and pecks humour on my bows, picking here, pecking there. Pussy, plunder pussy. But it's the armitage tonight minute to puckles, and tomorrow we wish for a muddy kismans to the minutia workers, and there's to be a gorge abstruse for happiness till they're everywhere. Come neighbour me and Suso sing the day we celebrate. She's burrowed the culture's headlight, the better to pry. Who goes cute, goes sugar and shoes around. And all spoiled goods go into her knapsack. Cartridges and rattling buttons, nappy spatties and flasks of all nations, clavicures and scapulars, maps, keys, and wood piles of halfpennies and moon-led brooches with blood-stained breeks in them, boast on night garters and masses of shoe sets and nickely knacks, and Father O'Michael and a lovely parsonicates, and howards are mudgers and midgers and maggots, ales and owls with lofts of toffs and plurs of bells, and the last side that come from the heart, buckleed. And the fairest sin the sun saw, that's Kjark, with kiss, kiss Chris, cross Chris, kiss cross, and do lives end slain. How beautiful, how true to wife of her when strongly forbidden to steal our historic presents from the past post-propheticals, so as to well make us all lordy heirs and lady maidenses of a pretty nice kettle of fruit. She is living in our midst of debt, and laughing through all applause for us. Her birth is uncontrollable. With an apron for her mask and her sabots kicking arias. So Sir, so Sally, if you was asking me and I suck you. Ooh. Gricks may rise and trousers fall. There being two sides for every picture. For in the byways of high improvidence, that's what makes life work leaving. And the world's a cell for cities to sit in. Let young women run away with the story. Let young men talk smooth behind the butler's back. She knows her nice duty while Dum-Tum sleeps. Did you save anything? Says he. Did I what? With a grin, says she. And we all like a married Anne because she is mercenary. Though the length of the land lies under liquidation, flute, and there's ne'er a hairbrow nor an eye bush on this glorious face of where shut Valda Vetter she'll loan a vest and hire some peat and satch the shores or cockles to heat, and she'll do all a turf woman can to piff the business on. Puff, the puff, the blazing is on, puff, puff. And even if Humpty shall have Frumpty times his arbors again in the beard's boozaloom of all our grand remonstrancers, there'll be eggs for the breakers come the morning, sunny side up with care. So true is it that there wears that torn over the tail's red too. And when you think you catch sight of a hind, make sure but your cock by him. Then, as she is on her behaviourite job of Queen Anne's bandy, fruiting for firstlings and taking her tithe, we may take a review of the two mounds. To see nothing of the himbles here as it elsewhere, by sixes and sevens, like so many he-gales and colleens, sitting around, scent-breeched and some treak, and their swish-wish satins and their taft-tights, playing Horton's Folly at a tree party in the Planco by the Perk. Stand up, Mickles, make streak for Minas, by order Nicholas Proud. We may see and hear nothing if we choose of the short-legged Bergens off of Cork Hill, or the Burgamoors of Arbor Hill, or the Burgagandas of Summerhill, or the Burgateddies of Misery Hill, or the country boss Burgons of Constitutional Hill. Oh, every crowd has its several tones, and every trade has its clever mechanics, and each harmonical has a point of its own. Olaf's on the rise, and Ivar's on the lift, and Citrix places between them. But they are all there, scraping along to sneeze out a likelihood that will solve and solves life's rombulus rebus, hopping round his middle like kippers on a griddle, as he lays dormant from the Macroburg of Hold Hard to the Microburg of Pied de Poudre. Behold this sound of Irish sense. Really? Here English might be seen. Royally. 1 sovereign pond to be 3 pence. Regularly. The silence speaks the scene. Fake. So, this is Dublin. Hush, caution, echo land. How charmingly exquisite. It reminds you of the outwashed engravure we used to be blurring on the blotch wall of Zine Kemp House. Use they. I'm sure that tyrant Chabel shoveler with a musical chocolate box Myrie Mitchell is listening. I say, the remains of the outworn grave mill we used to be blurry Tolmans of the incubus. Used we? He is only pretended to be stugging at the jubilee harp from his second existed listener, Phoebe Farley. It is well known. Lock for himself and see the old but new Dublin. WKOO. Here? By the Mausoleum Wall. Fim, 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 fim. With grand fun for all. Fum, 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 fum. 'Tis optophone which antiphanes. List. Wheatstone's magic lyre. They will be tuggling forever. They will be listening for olive. They will be tumbling forever. The harp's discord shall be theirs for olives. Buzz. Four things, therefore, saith our hereditary Mammon Lujius in his grand old Historiorum, wrote near Boriorum. Bluest book in Boilia's annals. FT and Differnarski near Sal failed till heather smoking cloudweed airs Isle Salpal. And here now they are, the fear of them, Teetotati's, unum adar. A bulbin bosser mounted up an alderman, aye. Doom, Nizam. A shoe on a poor old woman, aho. Trium, Tammuz. An aborn maid, a bride to be deserted. A dear. Codlibus, Marches Van. A pen no weightier nor a Paul post. And so, and all, so cough. So how idlers whine, turning pages on pages, as innocents emphatically play pop-I-be-pop, the leaves of the living and the bulk of the deeds, annals of themselves, time in the cycles of events grand and national, bringing facile wise to pass how. 1132 AD. Men like to answer them, it's wondering upon a great wide wall fisk which lay in a runnel. Blubby wears a patablanium. 566 AD. On Balfire's night of this year, after a deluge, a crone that had a wicked kish for to hail dead turds from the bog, looked under the blay of her kish as she ran for to satisfy her curiosity. And Bibi saw, but she found herself sat for the swart goody quick and shown, and small elegant brogues, so rich in sweat. Bloody works at Hurtlesford. Silent. 566 AD. At this time it fell out that a brazen locked damsel grieved, sober lasciless, because that puppeter minion was ravished over by the augur Perumpius Pius. Bloody wars in Ballyahacleabally. 1132 AD. 2 sons at an hour were born until a good man and his hag. These sons called themselves Caddy and Primus. Primus was a santry man and drilled all decent people. Caddy went to Winehouse and wrote a piece of farce. Blotty words for Dublin. Somewhere, apparently, in the Gin-and-Go gap between delirious and Dominant, the copyist must have fled with his scroll. The Billy Flood rose, or an elk charged him, or a soul took word right from the excelsis most imperium, both in some earth spake, and the Danaman Gallus bang pan the bloody Durden. A scribe beside then and there is led off on the road's code with some fine, covered by 6 marks or 9 pins in metalman for the sake of his labour's dross, while it would be only now and again in our rear of our era, as an upshoot of military and civil engagements, that a gynecure was let on to the scuffled for taking that same fine sum covertly by meddlement with the drawers of his neighbour's safe. Now, after all that far-fetched and peregrined or indignant or clear, lift we our ears, eyes of the darkness, from the tome of Liber Lividus, and pour apaisibly ironical, all dimmering dunes, gloamering glades, so stretches afore us our freedland's plain. In neath stone point the pastor lies with his crook. Young Prickett by Prickett's sister nibbleth on return viridities. The maid of rock and grasses, the herb trinity, shams loneliness. Sky up is of ever grey, and thus too for donkey's years. Since the bouts of he, bear and hairy man, the cornflowers have been staying at Ballymun. The dusk rose as choosed out Goatstown's hedges, 2 lips have pressed together them by sweet rush. Townland of twined lights, the white thorn and the red thorn, a fairy gade the May valleys and Knockmaroon, and though for rings round them during the chiliad of petty-heady gangs, the four Morians have brittled the tooth of the Danes, and the Oxman has been pestered by the firebugs, the joints have thrown up jelly billet to the Kevinses, and little on the green is child's father to the city. Year, and laugh tears. His pack-sealing butt-nose have quadrilled across the centuries, and whiff now waft to us, fresh and made of all smiles, as on the eve of Kill-all-who. The babblers with their tangas vain have been, confusion hold them, they weren't went, taking tugs were, and hung him song toms were, and comely norgals were, and polyfill fiancés. Men have thawed, clerks of Sorcerer home. The blonde have sought at the brune, has kissed out me and Katy Piggy, and the Dunkel Dames have counted with the hellish fellows. Who else tongue called out of space of Dunbuild City? And they fell upon one another, and themselves they have fallen. And still now a nights, and by nights of yore, do all bold Floridas of the field to their shy fond lovers say only, cull me ere I wilt to thee. And but a little later, pluck me whilst I blush. Well, may they wilt marry and profusely blush, betroth. And that saying is as old as a howitz. Leave a whale in a while in a wheelbarrow. Isn't it the truth, I'm telling you? To have fins and flippers that shimmy and shake. Tim, Timmy, Dan, Timther, Tam, flippity, flipper, hop. In the name of Annam, this Carl in the copy had pelted bongs apart alone. Who the Joe Beckett be he? For shaping his pig-made hog's head, shrunk his plod's foot. He hath lactose his short shins, and how behold its pectoral, his mammon muscles most mysterious. It is slick and nunch him out of some thing's brain pan. Me seemeth a dragon man. His almonds on the keep thief be here as come stip as saxon, be it Juniper or February, Maddox or ale, brill of the rampant rise of Parios and Florios. What a Cahir sort of Mahon. It is evident the Mitchin daddy. Let's we overstep his fire defences and his claws of slit-sucked marrow bones. Cave. He can perhaps pass through us the pillory way, the Hercules pillar. Come on, Phil Portable. How's your women blow, monsieur? Excuse us, Charlie guy. You tolerate Donsk? You talkative Squeegian. You speak the English. You phonio Saxo. Clear also. 'Tis a Jute. Let us swap hats and excheck a few strong verbs weak out either yap yazard abas the bloody Greeks. Jute, Utah, Mutt, Mux, Pleasurad. Jute, are you Jeff? Mutt, some hards. Jute, but you're not Jeff Mute? Mutt, no, only an utterer. Jute, oh, what is the matter with you? Mutt, I became a stummer. Jute, oh, what a horrible thing to be caught. How, Mutt? Mutt, put the bottle sword. Jute, whose bottle? Wherein? Mutt, the inns of Dongtar where used ought to be ye. Jute, you, that side of your voice are almost inedible to me. Become a bit still more wiseable, as if I were you. Mutt, has Has it tensi? Oh, boo, you usurp! I tremble from wrath in my mind when I remember him. Jute. One eye going black. Bisons is bisons. Let me, for all your hesitancy, cross your qualm with trinket. Here, have Sylvan coin, a piece of oak. Guinnessy's good for you. Mutt. Louis, how wouldn't I not know it? The intelligible grade cloak of Cedric's silky shag carried me the faulty rices for one Dublin bar. Oh, grousy. He was poached on in that identical spot. Here were the liveries, Monomark. There were misers mooning Minnikin Pass. Jute. Simply because it's Tasserton pre-tells. No, wrong, sorry, Shortner. Hey, dumpty the whole bar of our rubbages on the soil here. Mutt. Just how a pudding stone and at the brook says by a river pool. Jute. Hold on, Marshy. With what for an arse like? Mutt. Similar with a bull and a tromp turf. Rooks roar and Rex rum. I could snort him of the spumy horn with his woolsy side in by the neck I am sudden on the Brian Dublin. Jute. Boiled oil and raw honey on me when I can barely forstand a word from stuck to Finnegan such a pat. What is your rotter, damn rotter? Unheard of and unseen. Good after meal. See you doomed. Mutt. Quite a grim. But save a sec. Walk a dun blink roundward this Albert Island. You scold see how all ye plain of my elders, Humphrey and ours, were one well wimbled to peewee all the things, were will by city, by law of Isman, were by a droit of seigneury. Ice floor was from his in the beginning, to who's finished there pumped. Let air him run murmur. Mere merge two races, sweet and black, more than rue. Hither cratching eastwards they are insurgents, hence, cool at ebb, they requiesce. Countlessness of live stories have never fallen by this plage. Flick as flow flakes, slitters from aloft like a vast wizard all of world words. Now all are tuned to the mound. Ishes to ishes, erd from erd, pride, oh pride, thy prize. Jute. Stench. Mutt. Feared food. Here and under lie they, large by the small, and every night life, also the strange. Babylon, the great grand hotel, Titlouse, Alp on Earwig, Drucken on nil likewise equal to unequal in the sound cemetery which is Liebes love. Jute. Smart. Mutt. Meld on Liza. By the forest wave behouted. Despond sung. And then as Estros mound have swallowed them all. This hourth of years, not save brick dust. And being humus the same returns. He who runes may read it on all fours. Uxel, nixel, trixel, crumbling, sell me sooth the fair for humbling, humble lady fair. But speak it all so safely, Mulder. Being your wished, Jute, wished, Mutt, the giant forficules with Amni the Fay. Jute, how? Mutt, here is Vice King's grab. Jute, what? Mutt, are you a stone-aged Jute you? Jute, I am Tom Tor struck, ting mud. Stoop. If you are absent-minded to this clay book, what curious of signs, please stoop, in this aleph bed. Can you read, since we and them had it out already, its word? It is the same told of all. Many miscegenations on miscegenations. Teaken. They lived and laughed and loved and left. For sin. My kingdom is given to the Medes and Parsons, the Neanderthal, the loss and again of our old Heidenberg, in the days when head and clouds walked the earth. And the ignorance that implies impression, that knits knowledge, that finds the name form, that whets the wits, that conveys contacts, that sweetens sensation, that drives desire, that adheres to attachment, that dogs death, that bitches birth, that entails the ensuance of existentiality. But with a rush out of his navel region, the reredos of Ramus Batha. The Terry colours vividly on view this. Queer. And it continues to be quick. A hatch, a Celt. And here shared a perquaz of which was the Casa, the earth crust, all of ours, furrowards, baggerwards, like oxen at the thorn path. Here's a figurines, Billy Coo's arm in a mountain and arm and bellicose figurines, see here. For Lork, this little effigy is for a fire fig god of flint for all. Face at the east, face at the west, horrify, up, whop, and dump 'em. Face to face. When a parrot so petit does duty for the hollows, we soon grow to use of an hour for a bit. Here, please to stoop. Our seldom cube petit pays acquire peculiar interest in as little as they are the pellets that make up the Tommy's payroll. Right rank Ragnar rocks it with these rocks of wrangle daggers wrangle rough and might go wrong. Wish I did that. Techest for tar that's tucked its toil like Tomfo's traitor trust for vengeance. What a nice old mess it all makes. A midnight horde of objects. Olives, beets, Kimmels, Dollies, Alfreds, Beatties, Cormacs and Daltons. Out its eggs, oh stoop to please, are here creakish from age and all now quite obsolete. And old wally wobblers our world of wiggle grass. The snake worms every side. Our Durban is swarming in snakes. They came to our island from triangular touch-a-tear beyond the wet prairie, reared up in the midst of a cargan of prohibitive pomifrost. While a long-landed paddy whipping him into his garbage cans, cuts that creeps in a pricker than our house there out a man could quick up or what's that? Some divide and some the lot, but the tally turns round the same ball fusing. Racketeers and botloggers. Axon, thwacks, thwacks, action wise. 1 by 1 plays 1b3, ditto 1b4. 2 nurses 1 make a plausible 3 and then a behind. Start now with a big bow and 3-legged calvers and overgrown jadises with a message in their mouths. And 100 filled on 11 with laborum cue to call, and we can till all horrors eve. What a Neanderthal tale to unfurl, and with what an end in view of squatter and anti-squatter and post-prone anti-squatter. To say to us to be every Tim, Nick and Larry of us, sons of the sod, sons, little sons, yea, and little sons, when us is not to be every Sue, Sis and Sally of us, doctors of Dan, accused of Ansire, damn to infinities. True, there was in Neil's diabos as yet no lumpen papier in the waste, and my mountain pen still grown for the mices to let flee. all was of ancientry. You gave me a boot, signs on it, and I ate the wind. I quizzed you a quid. With for what? And you went to the quad. But the world, mind, is, was, and will be riding its own rounds forever, man. On all matters that fall under the ban of our infra-rational senses for the last milch camel, the heart vein throbbing between his eyebrows, still to moor before the tomb of his cousin Charmian, where his date is tethered by the palm that's hers. But the horn, the drinking, the day of dread are not now. A bone, a pebble, a ram skin. Chip them, chop them, cut them up all ways, leave them to terror cook in a modern pot. Gutenberg with his Cro-Magnon charter, tit and fast great primer, was once for them the most step rubric read out of the word press. Is there no virtue more now to horn? For that, the rapt one warns, is what papier is made of. Hides and hints and misses in prints. Till he finally, though not yet end like, meet with the acquaintance of Mr. Typist, Mistress Tope, and all the little tip-topies. Fizzed up. So you need hardly spell me how every word will be bound over to carry 70 topsicle readings throughout the book of Double N's giant. May his forehead be darkened with blood who would sunder, till Daleth, Mahom, who oped closed thereof the door. Cry not yet. There's many a smile to none dumb, with city maids for man, sir, and the park so dark by kindlelight. But look what you have in your hand self. The movables are scrawling emotions, marching, all of them ago, in pit-pat and zing-zang, for every busy early wig's a bit of authority there to tell. One's upon a time, and two's behind their let asleep, and three's among the strubbly beds, and the chicks pick their teeths, and the donkey began. You can ask your ass if he believes it. So could it be only wallops have heels? That one of a wife with faulty barnets, for then was the age when hoops ran high, of a no ark and a chop wife, of a pom full grave and a family of levity, or of golden news I wanted gelding, or of what the mischief miss made a man do. Mad Mary Dad, he was reverse aghast by the frisk of her frasks and her pretty perique. Me faith, she's like the snaky woman from the trippieri toe expectung pellic. Veil, Valentine eyes. She's a very bash when he blows neon good. Flew in, flow on. Ho. So it's sure it was her, not we. But lady easy, gentlemen, we are in rearing of another wig. So weeny, beeny, teeny. Come see. He do as if he knew. Listen. I am doing it. Hark, the corn and treats, and the larp notes prickle. It was of a night, late, long time agone, in an old staying held, when Adam was delving, and his madam spinning water suds, when Mulk mounting notting man was every bully, and the first little ribber rover that ever had her ain way, everybody to his love-seeking eyes, and every billy lived a love with every biddy else, and Jarl Van Hooter had his burnt head high up in his lamp house, laying cold hands on himself. And his two little Jiminies, cousins of ours, Christopher and Hilary, were kick-a-haling their dummy on the oilcloth floor of his home-ride castle in Urton House. And Dermot, who come to the keep of his inn, only the niece of his in-law, the prankquean. And the prankquean pulled her rosy one and made her wit for Ninstador, and she lit up and Fireland was ablaze, and spoke she to the dower in her petty Perusian. Mark the wands. Why do I a look alike a pass a part of peas? And that was how the skirmishes began. But the dour hand worded her grace in Dutch Nassau, shut! So her grace and Alice kidnapped up the Jiminy Christopher and into the shandy westerness she ran. And Jan Van Hooter wallaced after with soft dove's gall. Stop, thief, stop, come back to my ear and stop. And she swore it did to him. Unlikelihood. And there was a brand new whale that same Sabbath night of fought an angle somewhere in area. And the prankquean went for her 40 years walk in Torlamond, and she washed the blessings of the love spots off the Jiminy with some sulliver substance, and she had a 4 owlers masters for to touch him his tickets, and she converted him to the one sure all good, and he became a luderman. So then she started to reign. And to reign, and the Red Tom, she was back again at Yard Van Hooter's and embraced the samers, and the Jiminy with her in her pinafrond, late at night, at another time. And where did she come but to the bar of his Bristolry? And Yard Van Hooter had his beard all bruised, his drowned in his cellar malt, shaking warm hands with himself. And the Jiminy a Hillary and the dummy in their first infancy were below on the tear, she'd ringing and coughing like brother and hister. And the prankquean nipped the paley one and lit up again, and red cocks flew flackering from the hill combs. And she made her with her before the wicked, saying, Mark the why do I a look alike 2 pass apart apiece? And shut! Says the wicked, hand warden her majesty. So her majesty a fart hot, sat down a Jiminy, and took up a Jiminy, and all the lily pathways the woman's land she ran. And Jan Van Hooter bleated after her with loud Finnegan, stop, come back with my ear and stop! But the prankqueans were they dead, I'm liking it. And there was a wild old grand new world at Lawrence night, a star shooting somewhere in area. And the prankquean went for her 40 years walk and turned the mean, and she punched the curses of Crom Cruel with the nail of a top into the Jiminy, and he had her 4 larksical manatrix to touch him his tears, and she perverted him to the one certain or secure, and he became a Christian. So then she started raining, and in a pair of changes be done to her. She was back again at Jarl Van Hooter's, and the laddie held with her under a rabble net. And why would she halt at all, if not by the word of his mansion home of another nice lace for the 3rd charm? And Jarl Van Hooter had his hurricane hips up to his pantry box, ruminating in his whole 4 stomachs. Dear, oh dear. And the Jiminy tougher trees of the dummy were beloved on the watercraft, kissing and spitting and roguing and poguing like knave paltry and naive bride, and in their 2nd infancy. And the prankquean picked a blank and lit out in the valleys lay twinkling. And she made her witness in front of the archway of Troy Hump, asking, Mark the tris, why do I a look alike 3 pass apart apiece? But that was how the skirmishes end up. For like the Campbells are coming with a 4th lance of lightning, Jarl Van Hooter born urges himself, the old terror of the Dames came hip up and yap out of the pike open archway of his 3 shutting castles, in his broad ginger hat and his civic challar and his alabuff hemmed and his bull bragging socks and gloves and his ladbroke breeks and his catgut bandolier and his 4-frame peduncular cumbles like a rod yelling blue-green orangeman in his violent indogination, the whole length of the strength of his bowman's bill, and he clapped his rude hand to his EC hitch, and he ordered as in his stick, spit for the shut dappy, and the dappy shut the shutter clap. Poor Quadroscur and Bagroy and Gockalair, Grom Grabber, Gunda, Thrumma, Dunno, Raddy, Diddy, Fitty, Tilly, Pumaluno, Cononna. And they all drank free. For one man in his armour was a fat match always for any girls undershirts. And that was the first piece of alliterative pottery in all the flaming, floody Flatchmas world. How Kersey the toiler made a sweet unclose to the Norwegian capital. Saw forth thou shalt see, the tune ye and be. The prankquean was to hold her dummy ship, and the Jiminy's was to keep the peace wave, and Van Houter was to get the wind up. Thus, the hearsomeness of the burgher felicitates the whole of the palace. Oh, Felix culprit, Tex Nicky Loma comes Michaelmas Bonum. Hill little ones in company, better than less be proud of. Breast high and be stride. Only for that these will not breathe upon northern knees and all they really in the secrest of their source lostness. Corey Silex Humphrey no answer. On the gent infested days living no answer. Vulcan cap is on him, frowned all the Orient, he would eavesdrop for a mouse in hand, for a din the bottles in the far ear. Murk, his veils are darkling. She lifted to him all the time with such and down and down. She had a lot. Fluke if he could bad trigger. Impalpable ab hears the sound waves are his buffeteers. They tromp him with their troms. A wave of roaring, the wave of whoosh, the wave of hard, and the wave of every never smuggler's losing a mind. Well locked by his neighbour mistress and petrified in his offsprung. Saves and succours. The moaning pipers could tell him to his face back, the loathly one whose low we are devourers are out buffered as out halibut, or Harte were powder puff, the lip one whose live we drink out, how bit for her titty wink of the windfall, our breed and washer givers. There would not be a holy spire on the town, or a vessel floating in the dock made a big plain of ours, nor a you, nor an I that play cashing over nilbud by swap like, nor a tool, at all, and noddy into the convenience. Dog in it, dog out by the skill of his tilt for himself, all belonging to him, and he sweated his crew beneath his auspice for the living, and he earned his dread, and dragon volant, and he made louse for us, and he delivered us the ball weavers of men, and mighty liberator on through Wukro, began he did, our ancestor most worshipful. Till he thought of a better one in his window's house with that blush mantle upon him from year's end to year's end. The wood again could whisper and grasses wake him, and may again when the fiery boar Decembers, and will again his soul be soothed by elders who as younger shall be said. Have you wines for my wedding? Did you bring bride and bedding? Will you whoop for my dead Nissa? Wake? Ishkabom. On the muckandal! Did you drink me, Tornell? Now be aisy, good Mr. Finnemore, and take your leisure like a god on pension, and don't be walking abroad. Sure, you'd only lose yourself in Heliopolis now the way you rolled in Cape Lavasta, or that winding there after the Calvary, the Northumbrian, the Fivs Barrow, and the Wadlands Raid, and the Bower Moor, and wet your feet maybe with the foggy Jews abroad, meeting some sick old bankrupt, or the Cotterick's donkey with his shoe hanging clanketa-chanketa, or a slut snored with an impure infant on a bench. But 'twould turn you against life, so 'twould. And the weather's that mean too. To part from Devlin is hard as Newton knew. To leave the clean, tanglesome, one lushier than its neighbour and franchisable fields. But let your ghost have no grievance. You're better off, sir, where you are. Prime signed in the full of your dress, blood eagle waistcoat and all. Remembering your shapes and sizes on the pillow of your baby curls under your sycamore by the keld water, where the Tories' clay will scare the varmints and have all you want. Pouch, gloves, flask, bricket, kerchief, ring and amberella, the whole treasure of the pyre, in the land of souls with Holman and Brown Baroque and Polo Lonan and no bucket Nazler and the Genghis Khan. And we'll be coming here, the umber players, to rake your gravel, bring you presents, won't we, Fenians? And it isn't our spittle we'll stitch you up, is it, Rhodes? Not shabby little imagettes, penny dirts, and dodge my eyes you buy in the sooty stores, but offerings of the field. Milliodores, a Dr. Flaherty, the medicine man taught to gooden you. Poppy Pap's a passport out, and honey is the holiest thing ever was. I've common earwax, the food for glory. Mind you keep the pot, or your nectar cup may yield too light. And some goat's milk, sir, like the maid used to bring you. Your fame is spreading like Basilico's ointment since the Fintan lad has piped you over border. And there's whole households beyond the Botnians, and they calling names after you. The men here's always talking of you sitting round on the pig's cheeks under the sacred roof tree, over the bowls of memory, where every hollow holds a hallow, with a pledge to the drengs, in the salmon house. And admiring to our super shillelagh, where the palm sweat on high is the mark of your monument. All the toothpicks ever Indonesians chewed out are chips chipped from that battery block. If you were bowled and soiled and let down itself from the owner of the load, it was that paddy planters might pack up plenty. And when you were undone in every point for the lapse of goddesses, you showed our labour lasses how the free was easy. The game old gun, they do be saying. Skull, that was a planter for you as a spicer for them all. Begone, but he was the G.O.G. He's done and gone now, and we're after finding the saws of his Sedic. But peace to his great limbs, the bullock, with the last league-long rest of him, while the million candle eye of Tuskar sweeps the Moylian main. There never was a warlord in Great Erins and Bretland, no, nor in all Pike County like you, they say, no, nor a king, nor an ard king, bum king, son king, or home king. The you could fell at Elm Street, 12 urchins couldn't ring round, and hoist high the stone that Liam failed. Who but a McCulloch more the rise of our fortunes, and the fanny men at the funeral to compass our cause. If you was hoggle bully itself and most thrifty like you was taking water still, what all where was your like to lay the cable? Or who was the batter could better your grace? Mick McNaggis Macaulay can take you after pure perfection, and Leatherbag Reynolds 'twas your shuffling cut. But as Hopkins and Hopkins puts it, you were the pay-leggy naggy, and the kissed the tilly up. We calls him the jury all bugle off since he went Jerusalem fair and in Arcia manner. You had a game your cocked and peaked Jacob Martin, and your arch goose a geese stubble for all angels' day. So may the priest of 7 worms and scalding tay-boil Papa Vestry come never near you as your hair grows whiter beside the liffey that's in heaven. Hep, hep, hurrah there! Hero! 7 times there too we salute you. The whole bag of kits, falcon plumes and jackboats and clouted is where you flung them that time. Your heart is in the system of the she-wolf, and your crested head is in the Tropic of Capricorn. Your feet are in the cloister of Virgo. Your old allies in the region of South. And that's as short as you were born. Your shock tips swell. And that there Texas is tow linen. The lonesome roan to Lafayette is ended. Drop in your tracks, babe. be not unrested. The hen-bodied water of the temple of Aisy, totum calm and saith, I know thee, Methodjar, I know thee, salvation boat. For we have performed upon thee, thou abomination, who comest ever without being invoked, whose coming is unknown. All the things which the company of the precentors and of the grammarians of Christ Patrick's ordered concerning thee in the matter of the work of thy tombing. How of the shipmen, steep wall. Everything's going on the same. So it appears to all of us. You, homestead here. Coffins all over the sanctuary. Bad scran to me on Florenza. The horn for breakfast, one agone for lunch and dinner chime. As popular as when Belly the First was king and his members met in the dynamite. The same shop slop in the window, Jacob's leather crackers, Dr. Tipp's Vi cocoa and the S.O.R.'s dissipated soup beside Mother Siegel's syrup. Me took a drop when Riley Parsons failed. Cold short, but we've plenty of bog in the yard. And Barley's up again, be grain to it. The lads is attending school, Nesson's regular sort, spelling B's and D's with Hatta Tansy, turning out tables by multiplication. For the books, and never pegging smashers after Tom Bow, Glass Arse or Timmy the Tosser. 'Tis really the truth, no isn't it, Rowan Patrick's? You were the double-jointed janitor the morning they were delivered, and you'll be a grandfather yet entirely when the right hand sees is what the love arm knows. Kevin's just a dope with his cherub cheek, chalking ogres on walls and his little lamp and school bed and bag of nicks, playing postman's knock round the diggings. And it's the seat where Milky could leave his old boy's eye, but law's sake, the divil does be in that norps of a jerry sometimes. The Tarantan plaid boy, making encosted income out of the last of his leavings, writing a blue streak over his birthday shirt. Hetty Jane's a child of Mary. She'll be coming for the sure to choose her, in her white of gold with a torch of ivy to rekindle the flame on Felix Day. But Essie S. Shanahan has let down her skirts. You remember Essie in our Luna's convent? They called her Holly Mary, her lips were so ruddy berry. And Pia the pure Beva, the red miners' rights, was on about her. Were I a clerk designated to the Williams Woods manufacturers, I'd posters those pouters on every jam in the town. She's making a rep at Lanners twice nightly with the tabarine tam-tammers of the whirly-gig McGee's. Beats that you shoot your flat. 'Twould dilate your heart to go. Easy now, you decent man with your knees, and lie quiet and repose your honour's lordship. Hold him here, Ezekiel Ireton, may God strengthen you. It's our warm spirits, boys, he's spooning. Dimitri's off flagging and cork that cure for the clan carters. You swamped enough since Portobello to float the Pomeroy. Fetch me here, Pat Coy, and fetch new you, Pab Yates, me nay the ranks of Rabowitch. There's Lumbos, where Misty Swaddlem, where Mrs. Lodge none, where mysteries pour kind on. Oh, sleepy, so be yet. I've an eye on queer being and old Kate and the butter, trust me. She'll do no juggly-wuggly with her war souvenir postcards to help me build me Muriel tippers. I'll trip your traps, sure there. And we put on your clock against her for you. Did or didn't we share stutters? So you won't be up a stump entirely. Nor shed your remnants. The stern wheels crawling strong. I see your missus in the hall, like the Queen of Air. It's herself, that's fine too, don't be talking. Sure turns, your story on Early Chap, long of me Early Chap, story on grass woman, plenty good through. Shakes hands. They will a hay forks around with her only your Lexus Selig. Bold Tib does be yawning and smirking, cat's hours on the Poddock's woolly round tabard cushion, watching her sew a dream together. The tailor's daughter, stitched to her last. Or while waiting for winter to fire the enchantment, the coin more nesters to fall down the flue. It's all avalanche that blows no pussy food. If only you were there to explain the meaning. Best of men, talk to her nice of gold and silver. The lips would moisten once again. as when you drove with her to Findrenny Fair. What with reins here and ribbons there, all your hands were employed, so she never knew was she on land or at sea or swooped through the blue like Eringer's bride. She was flirtsome then. She's fluttersome yet. She can second a song and adores a scandal. When the last post's gone by, fond of a concertina, pairs passing when she's at her 40, wings for supper after cane cannon and ebbly dimpling, and is in her Merlin chair assotted, reading her evening world, to see as it smarts. Full length her swaggers. News, all the news. Death, a leopard, kills fella in Fez. Angry scenes at Stormount. Still a star with her lucky and going aways. Opportunity fair with the China floods, and we hear these rosy rumours. Ding dams he knows about our Larry Jack. She's seeking her way, a chipple, a chuckle, in and out their serial story. They loves of self-scary pavash, freely adapted to the North Virgin's viz. There'll be blue bells blown in salty sepulchres the night she signs her final tear. The end. But that's a world of ways away, till Tracklaw's time. No silver ashes or switches for that one, while flattering candles flare. Anastasia's, how are you? O'er the waste and the noblest, says Adams and Sons, the would pay actioneers. Her hair's as brown as ever it was, and wavy and wavy. Repose you now, thin no more. For be that same sake substitute of a hockey salmon. There's already a big rowdy ram lad at random on the premises of his hunt of the hungry barders, as it is told me. Sharp illicit, flourishing like a Lord Major or a big bum, letting flop a deadlock, a loose to lead, but lifting a pen branch a yard along. Avoid the breezy side, for show. The height of Brewster's chimney and his broad below his Phineas Barnum. Humping his share of the shoulders is sinking on to be such a grand fella. With a pock wife in pickle that's a fly fire, and 3 nice little clinkers, 2 twilling bugs and 1 midget pucelle. And neither Rick Carson was ever seen doing what your 4-footler saw. Or he was never done seeing what you cool pigeons know. Weep the clouds above or smile down witnesses. And that'll do now about the fairly ye's and the fraily she's. Though as it fiblet to the Zephyroth and are to zoom it round our heavens forever. Creator, he has created for his creatured ones a creation. White monothide, red theatrocrat. Ah, the little pink prophet coalescing. Very much so. But however it was, to sure for one thing, what Sharif Torra voucher force, and Matt Kick makes put out, that the man, hum the Chibnor-esque, overseen as we thought him, yet unworthy of the name, came at this time-coloured place where we live in our parochial firmament, one tide on another, with a bum rush and a hull of a wherry, the twin turbine dow, the bay for Dublin. This archipelago's first visiting schooner, with a Wicklow pattern waxen wench at a prow for a figurehead, the Dead Sea dugong up-dip dripping from his depths, and has been repreaching himself like a fish mummer these 60-10 years ever since. He's shabby by his shine, and ain't growing hardish under his turban and changing cane sugar into cellulose starch. Put it saith to him. There's also that, baiting the bulky hood he bloats about with a inebriated. Our old offender was humile, commune, and then sectuous from his nature, which you may gauge after the by-names was put under him in lashings of languages, all they suit and praises be, and totalizating him, even hamasim of him a shim, that he, sober serious. He is E. No counter E who will be ultimately responsible for the hubbub caused in Edinburgh. And now chapter 2.
Tim Finnegan lived in Watling Street, a gentleman Irish mighty odd. He had a beautiful brogue, both rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he carried a hod. Now Tim had a sort of a tippling way, with a love for the liquor poor Tim was born. And to help him on with his work each day, he'd a drop of the crater every morn. Back for the van out, dance your partner, welt the floor, your trousers shake. Wasn't it the truth? I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. One morning Tim felt rather full. His head felt heavy and it made him shake. He fell from the ladder and he broke his skull. And they carried him home, his corpse to wake. They wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet, and they laid him out upon the bed, with a barrel of porter at his feet, and a gallon of whiskey at his head. Waxed full the dan out, dance your partner, welt the floor, your trousers shake. Wasn't it the truth? I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. His friends assembled at the wake, and Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. First they brought in tea and cake, then pipes, tobacco and brandy punch. Biddy O'Brien began to cry, such a nice clean corpse did you ever see? And a Tim of Orlean, why did you die? Or a hold your gob, says Maggie McGee. Whack for the dan out, dance your partner, welt the floor, your trousers shake. Wasn't it the truth? I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Then Maggie O'Connor took up the job. Ah, Biddy, says she, you're wrong, I'm sure. Biddy gave her a belt in the gob and left her sprawling on the floor. It was then the war did all engage, woman to woman and man to man. Shillelagh law was all the rage, and a row and eruption soon began. Back for the dan out, dance your partner, welt the floor, your trousers shake. Wasn't it the truth? I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Then Mickey Maloney ducked his head when a flagon of whiskey flew at him. It missed and landed on the bed. The liquor scattered over Tim. Bedad, he revives, see how he rises. The bold Timothy rising in the bed, saying, whirl your liquor around like blazes. By the thunder and Jesus, do you think I'm dead? Back for the dan out, dance your partner, welt the floor, your trousers shake. Wasn't it the truth? I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Back for the dan out, dance your partner, welt the floor, your trousers shake. Wasn't it the truth? I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Back for the dan out, dance your partner, welt the floor, your trousers shake. Wasn't it the truth? I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. You're all hired. I'm taking you on the road.